Hi everyone, I'm Kevin Nelson. Here's a look at what's going on this week in the news. We begin with news from around the world. Pope Francis will visit Dublin and Knock August 25th and 26th, mainly for the World Meeting of Families. But he also will meet Irish government leaders and is expected to meet with survivors of abuse. Last time a pope visited Ireland, the Constitution prohibited divorce. Gay marriages were unthinkable, abortion was illegal, and physical and sexual abuse at the hands of nuns and priests was a carefully hidden secret. That has almost all changed in the 4 decades since St. John Paul II visited the country in 1979.
In 1979, the Church was a powerful force in Ireland, for good or for bad. It's not my position to judge. But certainly today, that is not the Ireland of today. I believe that the Ireland of today, the people of Ireland today, have to find their way. And the Church has to find its way in dealing with a multicultural, ever more pluralistic world. And we have to, Pope Francis has tried to teach us that over the last 5 years. In the first place, Ireland is a country that has suffered tremendously and suffered at the hands of the Church also. So many cases of abuse, both sexual abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse. Our hearts go out to all the victims of abuse and to all the people who have suffered. Ireland suffered through years of violence and almost civil war, the Troubles, as we would say in Ireland. It is time for us all to reach out and to renew our commitment to each other as a society and as a faith community. And I know in my heart and soul that Pope Francis will do that.
And leading up to the Pope's arrival will be the World Meeting of Families Congress, which includes workshops and events ranging from cooking demonstrations to discussions about outreach to migrant and refugee families. The entire World Meeting of Families 2018 is focused on Pope Francis's 2016 letter, Amoris Laetitia, The Joy of Love, which offered his reflections on modern family life. More news from around the world. The Iraqi Chaldean Catholic Church in Baghdad will be holding their upcoming Synod from August 7th through the 13th. The Synod is expected to address issues vital for the Church's future, both in Iraq and among its diaspora community. In an interview with Catholic News Service, Chaldean Archbishop Yusuf Thomas Merkis of Kirkuk, Iraq, said they will also be discussing the question of vocations, because there are presently only 15 seminarians in preparation to serve 5 Chaldean Catholic dioceses. Also expected to be discussed are proposals for potential bishops' candidates, liturgical discussions focusing on the new translation of the Mass, and developments to adapt the Mass to the new communities living in the diaspora in countries such as Australia, Canada, France, and the United States. Observers believe that 400,000 to 500,000 Christians now live in Iraq, compared to 1.5 million before the fall of Saddam Hussein's regime in 2003. Chaldeans are the indigenous people of Iraq whose roots trace back thousands of years. In news from around the country, in response to the reported accusations of Cardinal Theodore McCarrick's sexual improprieties with several adults and accusations of criminal violations of the sexual abuse of minors, Boston Cardinal Séan O'Malley, who is president of the Pontifical Commission for the Protection of Minors, issued a statement calling for clearer procedures for abuse cases involving bishops.
Cardinal Séan O'Malley is the icon for the fight against abuse in the Church. Thus, as more stories are coming to light about abuse committed by the former cardinal from Washington, Theodore McCarrick, O'Malley has called for a clearer way of reporting them when they involve bishops or cardinals. O'Malley, who presides over the Vatican Commission for the Protection of Minors, proposes 3 immediate measures. First, swift investigation of the accusations against Cardinal Theodore McCarrick. Second, assessment of the Church's standards and policies at every level. Third, communicating more clearly to everyone the process for reporting abuse by bishops and cardinals. On June 20th, the Pope instructed Cardinal Theodore McCarrick to refrain from any public ministry until a decision was made regarding a credible claim of sexual abuse of a minor, which reportedly occurred 50 years ago while he was a priest in New York. Since then, another person has also reported abuse by the current cardinal.
And finally in the news, speaking at the 2018 National Diaconate Congress in New Orleans, Cardinal Joseph Tobin of Newark, New Jersey, said the diaconate is absolutely crucial to the church's life. Deacons, he said, have a threefold ministry of word, sacrament, and charity, permeated by a commitment to charity and justice. The cardinal traced the permanent diaconate's restoration to its mention at the Council of Trent in the mid-16th century. 5 centuries later, the Second Vatican Council finally implemented it, and in 1967, Pope Paul VI officially reinstated the permanent diaconate. The National Diaconate Congress was held July 22nd through the 26th in New Orleans. Today, there are 18,500 deacons in the United States, representing half of all deacons in the world. Well, that is all the information we have for you this time. I'm Kevin Nelson. Don't forget, you can keep up to date on Catholic news throughout the week with Catholic Newsbreak right here on the Catholic TV network.